Hello friends, welcome to Sports Nasha fan section. And today's topic is Ashes. Pratik, once India was 55 for 3 in the second innings and 2 more days to go, trailing by 400 runs. And I used to talk to my friends, tomorrow this he will score 100, this will score 200, India is going to score 600, we'll give them 200 ka target and we'll win the match. It happened once in 2001. But this was amazing what Ben Stokes did, right? And wickets falling 9 down, and I think it was just a dream. Nobody would have thought. What do you want to say about that?
The first thoughts were, it was a two-in-one kind of innings, Willis and Botham into one player. And also, the people should also understand that he bowled 20 overs on the trot with an overnight break. So that in itself is a superhuman effort. And to come out there and to play that kind of an innings, salute to the confidence and to the self-belief that Ben Stokes has. There is not a single negative bone in his body, and he has tremendous amount of self-confidence, and that proved to be fruitful in that innings which he played at Headingley.
Absolutely. Say, Pratik, in our time, we had seen Kapil, Botham, Imran, Hadley, all-rounders of that caliber. And we were missing that type of all-rounder for a long time. And suddenly this man came, Ben Stokes, and it seems that he is above all. What do you say?
Absolutely. To play two heroic knocks, in the spans of 4 months, it speaks volumes about his abilities. England were gone for all money, the writing was on the wall to bring them back in the contest, by bowling that spell. That was terrific to watch. He was moving it both ways. He was bowling at 145 clicks, he was making life uncomfortable for the batsman as well. And after that, to come out the next morning, and he showed maturity as well in that innings. He was 2 of 52 balls. He weathered the initial storm, and then once he got his eye in, then and once he realized that it was on him, to win the contest, then he showcased his hitting skills as well, and he went into a one-day mode, and it was clean hitting. It was not as if that there were missed hits which were going for 6. It was clean, serene hitting that was on display at Headingley.
I heard some commentators saying Ashes is alive because of only one man, Ben Stokes. Do you agree with this comment?
Also the credit should go to Jack Leach as well. That one run, it was worth its weight in gold as well. It was almost equivalent to a half century. And to play out the 17 balls, and Australia panicked under pressure, and they had a couple of chances. Stokes was dropped by Marcus Harris, and then also they missed a run-out chance. Nathan Young fluffed that chance, and also there was a howler as well. And Joel Wilson, he missed a plumb LBW. So all that added to the drama. But yes, as they say, fortune favors the brave, and the rub of the green was certainly with Ben Stokes on that particular day.
Yeah, about that fortune favors the brave. Friend, viewers, please watch video posted on our YouTube channel by our own Shirish Deshpande on lessons from cricket. Do watch it, and it's about their innings from Ben Stokes only. So that cricket teaches us so many things, and he took chances. And even once he took, I think second last over, he took a run on the 4th ball, so that the last batsman had to play 2 balls, but he took that risk. And as you say, fortune favors the brave. The day was with him, and any long hit, was even going for 6, just crossing the boundary many times. But in the end, fabulous knock. What do you say?
So, and we have also discussed this many times on our show as well. Test cricket is something where your patience gets tested. You need to make the bowlers bowl in their 2nd, 3rd, 4th spell, and that's what England did in the second innings. First innings was completely opposite to that. They were looking to play expansive strokes, and on that kind of wicket, brought about their downfall. But second innings, as they say, never give up in life. It gives you there are possibilities that you might get a second chance to redeem yourself, and that's what happened with England.
So do you say Australia lost or England won?
The quality of bowling in that match was terrific. It's just that even playing with four bowlers, sometimes Australia lacked that variety. Probably they might rethink in the fourth test match, and they might bring in Mitchell Marsh just to add a bit of variety and just to give the much needed rest to their bowlers as well. Because once you bowl 90, 100 overs, it becomes very difficult for the fast bowlers to recover as well. So you need that buffer in the middle. So that's what cost Australia that test match. If they had someone of the quality of Mitchell Marsh, I remember my mind goes back to the test match against South Africa. Against South Africa as well, that first test, Aiden Markram and Quinton de Kock, and they were playing quite well. They were also chasing a similar sort of target, that is around 320, 340, and they built a very formidable partnership. And then Steve Smith turned to Mitchell Marsh, who was a fifth bowler at that time, and he broke that partnership, and then the rest is history. They won that test match. So I think that was something which was missing in the third test match. And I don't think Australia should be too down on themselves. It was they bowled very well. There was nothing which you can fault them for. It's just that it was a once in a lifetime kind of innings which was played against them. That took the match away from them.
Absolutely. Pratik, one last question. Suppose this has happened against India, with Indian bowlers, Indian captain Kohli, or maybe Dhoni, few years back Dhoni. What would have been the reaction of our fans, our team of expert commentators?
First, Virat Kohli would have got that umpire sacked from the ICC panel, that's for sure.
But we would have criticized the bowler who gave so many runs, 20 runs in 1 over. Captaincy was poor, fielding placement was poor, right? Review was poor, and captain would have been changed, and everything would have happened. But just because it's neutral, we are enjoying, right?
Yeah, in India, you are always used to over-the-top reactions. Similarly, even if against the West Indies, if you would have even lost one test match, then probably there might be some stern questions asked of Virat. Indian players are now used to that. Even I remember when we lost against Australia in the 2015 World Cup, there were some over-the-top reactions which were given by the media and the ex-players. It was as if we lost to a third-grade county side or a Ranji Trophy side. That was the kind of reactions which we heard. We lost to a world champion at that time, in Australia. So we have to be quite practical when we give our views.
Yeah, that's the point. See, we all are discussing about Ben Stokes. He won the match for England. We are not criticizing Smith's captaincy, Smith's field positioning, Payne's captaincy and his field placements and other things. And we are just praising Ben Stokes. So we also have to understand from this is also a lesson from cricket that sometimes we are not losing, the other player is winning for them.
Sometimes you just have to pull your hats off and say, well done mate, that's it.
Yeah. So you now say the coming matches they will see some variety in bowling for Australia.
I think they will bring back Mitchell Starc. Looking at his performance against Derbyshire, he just blew them away.
But the pitches will be same. Pitches will be same. Fiery again.
The pitch at Old Trafford. Considering the overcast conditions and it's down south, so it will be conducive to swing bowling. And probably they might look to replace Pattinson with Starc for that, and it will give them a left-hand dimension as well. And it will sort of give something new for the England batsmen to think about. So probably they might go in with Mitchell Starc for the fourth test.
So another feast is waiting for us. That means, right?
Yes, it reminds me of the 2005 Ashes series, similar to that. After 3 test matches, it was 1-1, and then even in second or third, I don't exactly remember, and Ponting played that blinder of an innings, which saved Australia the blushes in the Old Trafford Test match. That was probably, as Ian Chappell mentioned, that was probably the best innings which he had seen, in a test saving in a match saving situation. So probably, I mean, this particular series it replicates the quality of the 2005 one and also the 1981
Yes, yes.
series.
So you still stick to your 2-1 prediction?
Absolutely.
Huh? Australia was winning 2 matches.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
No. So yeah, Australia winning the series 2-1.
2-1, nah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
you mean
Manchester, I think Manchester will assist Australia because they have got the armory to trouble the English batsmen. And if you look at the English batting lineup, there are only 2 players who look rock solid in their technique. One is Joe Root and the other is Ben Stokes. There are still a lot of frailties in their lineup, and especially at the top of the order.
Yes.
So they are thinking of swapping Joe Daley at the top and bringing Jason Roy to number 4 because Jason Roy has looked all over the place, opening the batting.
Yes.
He's averaging 8 and he's looking all at sea. So probably they will look to swap that. And I mean considering the batting frailties of England, and I expect Australia to get their act together and go 2-1 up in the series. And Oval is somewhere. Oval is a pitch where these are batting friendly conditions.
Right.
So I think we can hope for a draw in that test match.
Yes. So thank you, Pratik. We are eagerly waiting for your analysis of third
Cheers.
test. Thank you.